Starting with the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most beneficent. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I would like to welcome you all to Solidworks Bootcamp. I am your host, Alisha Mustafa, General Member, Team Management, IMechE 𝐒𝐿 Student Chapter. Let's start the session with the holy name of Allah Almighty.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى.
Jazakallah. The Institution of Mechanical Engineers, IMechE, is an independent professional organization that represents mechanical engineers and the engineering profession worldwide. IMechE was founded in 1847 and is headquartered in London, United Kingdom. IMechE 𝐒𝐿 Student Chapter has arranged this session with sole purpose of providing knowledge and learning to those who are interested in SolidWorks. In this session, you'll come to know about the SolidWorks and its applications. Now let me introduce you about the Solid Bootcamp and its objectives and purposes. SolidWorks Bootcamp is a training program designed to provide hands-on experience and practical knowledge of SolidWorks. Overall, the SolidWorks Bootcamp module provides comprehensive training program to those who are interested in SolidWorks. As you all know, that the SolidWorks Bootcamp is divided into several modules, which focuses on specific aspect of SolidWorks. So in our previous session, we have discussed about the CAD. In today's session, we will discuss about 2D and 3D. Now let me introduce you our honorable speaker, Ammad Ejaz. Ammad Ejaz is a talented mechanical and industrial engineer. He is a top-rated freelancer over 4 years of experience in CAD design. Ammad Ejaz got certifications and has been recognized by Dassault Systems for his excellent work. He is here to share his journey and experience. Before handing over stage to him, following are some rules and instructions you need to follow. For physical participants without laptops, please proceed to CAD lab as soon as possible because limited PCs are available. And participants with laptops, please be seated in classroom 4. Virtual participants can turn their cameras on as per convenience. Please have your laptops ready, should be sitting in a quiet and proper place, must have SolidWorks installed, and the procedure for asking questions will be raising your hand by asking in WhatsApp group. Now let's welcome Ammad Ejaz with a big round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the speaker of your day. My name is Ammad Ejaz, and I welcome you all to the second session of SolidWorks Bootcamp. First of all, congratulations to you all who have joined us in second session, and hope you have studied and practiced on your end for this first session. First of all, I would like to introduce some of the advantages of CAD and how can you utilize in your student life and in professional life. Most of the time, it is considered that mechanical engineers are supposed to be working in the harsh environment and in the field with tough environments. But using these SolidWorks and other CAD skills, you can enable these CAD skills can enable you to work in a soft environment, like in an office, and can enable you to work with a white collar job. During your graduation or your studies, this SolidWorks can help you with your grades and also can help you with earning a handsome amount of income through freelancing and other sources. Also, using this software, you can enable another skill in your resume that will distinguish you from the other fellow mates. So first of all, let's go with the queries of your members that we have received in the previous session. I have answered most of the queries in the WhatsApp groups, but here is one of them. One of you session mates asked what is overdefined in a sketch. Overdefined is a scenario when two or more relations are contradicting with each other. Let's say relations are like I want an object. Let's go with a simple example. Here is a simple point. I want this point to be fixed over here. I have defined that this point is fixed on this area. If I select these subjects and create another relation, let's say I want to go with a horizontal relation. What will SolidWorks do? It is saying that item is unresolved and item complete. SolidWorks is trying to make this relation horizontal with the origin, but this relation is already fixed. So in order to solve such a scenario, you have to go through some process. First of all, select the object, and on the left side, you can see your relations, existing relations. It says red shows your latest relation, and in the yellow, it shows the relation that is contradicting with the other. So simple solution is to delete the relation and reconsider your scenario. In this case, if I want it to be a horizontal relation, I have to delete this fixed relation, and then we can move it on. Another query was how to draw counterclockwise and clockwise arcs in SolidWorks. First of all, let's go to the arc. I have selected 3-point arc, center point arc. Then select the center point, define its radius. Let's say I want to go with this arc. This is counterclockwise arc. You can also draw clockwise arcs with the help of saying 1. Just define this radius, and then as you can see, it is defining my counterclockwise arc. In order to convert it into clockwise arcs, you have to go to the starting point and then sorry. Yes, here you can see you can draw clockwise and counterclockwise arcs. Okay, this was the queries from the previous session. Let's go to our today's session. Our today's session is about converting 2D sketches into 3D models. For the 3D operations, you need a primary sketch, and then you can perform other operations. On the command bar, you can see in the feature manager, these are primary features used for the editing and converting out 2D sketch into 3D objects. First of all, as discussed in the previous session, select a plane, start a new sketch, and define a geometry. Let's say I want to go with a circle. Just select a circle. Define the center point and then end point. Go to the smart dimensions and then define its radius. Currently, it's defining its diameter. Let's say I want a circle with 5 inches diameter. Exit the command, and you can go directly into the features and select extrude boss base. What extrude boss base is? It converts your 2D sketch into a 3D object. Like it will give some thickness to your object. Initially, we have only a sketch with 0 thickness. What extrude boss space will do, it will define your geometry, and then you can give it a thickness. Let's say I want to go with I want to create a cylinder. What it will do, it will use the geometry and extrude it up to this distance. As mentioned in the previous session, in the program manager, in the feature manager, you can select the thickness as you want. Let's say I want to go with a 5 inches diameter circle with a height of about 10 inches. After selecting the thickness, just accept the command, and it will create a 3D object for you. For centralizing the object on your screen, just set the isometric view in the bar. If we go to the, we can anytime we can change the features of this command. Let's say I want to go with the height of, let's say, 7 inches. Just type in 7 inches and it will do the job. In this feature manager, you can see other options like from, direction, direction to, and selective contour. Sometimes when your geometry is complex, you need to go to selective contour and define the geometry. In this case, we have only one contour, and it is selecting. It is automatically selecting the object. Let's go to the from features. In the from feature, you can see in the drop down menu, you can see 4 options. First option is to start from the sketch plane. We have a sketch plane on which this geometry is drawn. We can offset this geometry, and we can even start this from another object. Like, let's say I have an object over here, and I want to start from this object. I will demonstrate this in a few seconds. Let's go with the offset. What will offset do? As in the 2D command, it will create a distance between the object and the new object. Let's say I want to extrude this body, but it should be away from almost 1 inches away from the parent object. If I type in 1 inches, what it will do, as you can see, it has created a gap between the objects. Like this is our sketch plane, and it is creating a body of about 7 inches away from sketch plane by 1 inches. Similarly, you can in the direction tab, you can see different options. Up to vertex, up to surface. These are options that will be demonstrated when we have multiple bodies. Another option that is very useful over here is midplane. What midplane command will do, it will create your body on the both sides, like equally on the both sides. We have about 3.5 inches on the left side and 3.5 inches on the other side, just like that. In contrast to the other features, we can also select direction 2. Like in the direction 1, I want a cylinder of about 7 inches, and in the direction 2, I want a cylinder of about, let's say, 3 inches. What it will do, it will create a sketch of, it will create a cylinder of 7 inches on the left side and 3 inches on the right side. Just accept the command and it will do the job for you. Similarly, you can centralize the object by hitting the isometric view. Okay, next we have revolve boss space. Revolve boss space is a command used to draw objects with a symmetric object, like a tire, cylinder, or stuff like that. Let's hide this object and start a new sketch for the demonstration of revolve boss space feature. These features on the left, these 5 features on the left are for the creation of geometry, and these other features are for the modification of geometry. Like if you want to subtract a body or change a body that is already created, you need to select one of these features. Let's go to this front plane and start a new sketch. In order to make it parallel to my screen, go to the views and select normal to. For revolve boss space feature, you need a central axis, and then you need to define a cross section. Let's say I want to create a tire. For creation of tire, let's go. I have started a sketch. Let's define a line. Instead of selecting a line, I will go with the center line. To draw a center line, it is same as demonstrated earlier in the line properties. Select a point, starting point, and then select the ending point. To execute the command, just hit right click and select. Now you can see this line is its color is black, but endpoints are in blue. It means the line position is defined, but the points are not defined right now. For this purpose, I don't need exact dimension of the center line. Just select the center line and hit infinite length. It will do the job for you. Now this line is infinitely long. This will be used for this central axis for our command. To create a cross section, just use your favorite tools and it will do the job. I will go with this simple tool, line tool. Just draw initial sketch of the body, just like that. For the right now, it's not necessary, but after when you will do the assembly and other advanced features, it will be necessary for you. That always draw your objects, draw your geometry in symmetric to the other features. For this purpose, you can see this body should be symmetric to the origin, like this. You can see this bracket is not symmetric to the vertical axis. For this purpose, what will I do? Just select this center line endpoint and hover over this line. It will create a midpoint for you. Just select these 2 points, and on the left side you can see coincident relation, horizontal relation, and other features. Just select the coincident relation, and it will make symmetric to the other objects. Okay. Let's round these edges. Now currently it is saying that the endpoint will be eliminated. Just say okay. Similarly, select the other endpoint and define the radius. Let's say I want to go with a radius of about 1 inch. It will do the job for you. To make this geometry fully defined, let's create a dimension. This dimension will be used for the outer radius of our tire. You can see if I want to select the radius, you can simply select both points, go to this dimension, select the center line and the endpoint. This endpoint should be endpoint of this bracket, not this point. Okay, select this point, and you can see it is saying that our tire radius will be 7.72 inches. I want to say like I don't know the radius. I want to give it a diameter. So just go to the other side and it will do the job for you. Now it's saying our tire radius is about 15 inches. That's about 1 feet and 3 inches extra. Let's say I want to go with 1 feet diameter tire. Just hit 12 inches and hit enter. To execute the command, just select OK. Now, as you can see, these 2 points need to be symmetric about this line. Like I want this point and this point to be in vertical relation. Just select these 2 points and hit make vertical, and it will make these 2 points vertical. Okay. Next point, we have defined this geometry like we want this relation to be this line should be about 6 inches from this center line. Okay. Next, we need to define the outer radius of this tire. For this purpose, let's go with the thickness first. Just select both points and define its thickness. Let's say I want to go with 4 inches thickness. Next, we have fully defined our geometry except these 2 points. For the definition of these 2 points, let's define this radius, this distance. Let's say I want to go with a distance of about 0.5 inches. As you guys can see, we haven't ever seen a tire with a 0 thickness. So in order to define this thickness, let's go with offset entities. This is a tool defined in sketch bar and select the offset entities. For the offsetting of entities, just select the entities you want to offset, and it will do the job for you. For this command, I want an offset of about 0.25 inches, and it should be it should be on this on the both sides. So for that purpose, just select the bidirectional offset. As you can see, it is creating an offset of about 0.25 on both sides, and I want to I want to close the endpoint of this object. For this purpose, select the end caps, cap ends, and there are two options for this body for this operation. First option is arc. You can close the endpoints by creating an arc, and you can also close these endpoints by creating a line between them. I want to go with arcs. So just select the operation and accept it. We have successfully created a cross section of our tire, and it is fully defined. Okay. Next, our geometry is ready, but for the sake of our simplification, we want this inner circle, inner sketch to be construction lines. For this purpose, just select the entities and hit construction entities, construction geometry. What it will do when we will perform these operations, our Solidworks will recognize these entities as construction geometry, and it will use these entities as our main entities. Just select the revolve boss space feature, and it will do the job. If we have only one axis over here, it will automatically detect this axis as our central axis. But in this case, we have two central axes. So we need to define central axis. Just select the central axis you want, and it will do the job for you. You can see currently we have successfully created a tire of about 12 inches in diameter and about 4 inches in the thickness. If you want to evaluate any entities, like you want to see what's the diameter of this object, what's the thickness of this object, you can go to evaluate tools and just select the measure. What it will do, it will show the diameter of this object. Currently, its diameter is 12.5. The extra 0.5 diameter is because of the offset entities. You can also select the any object, and it will do the job for you. Okay. On the next we have swept boss space feature. Let's simply hide this feature and let's perform swept boss space operation. What's swept boss space operation? It's like sweeping. Like if I want a cross section is like if we split a body at some angle, and it will show the cross section. Swept boss space feature is, as the icon denotes, it is operation used to perform revolution of a cross section over a profile. Like if you want to create a pipe or anything like that, you can use the operation. For the better illustration, we will perform this operation, and you will have a better idea of it. Just select the plane and start a new sketch. To make it normal, go to the view orientations and make it normal too. Okay. You can create any object using your own favorite tools. Let's say I want to go with spline. Let's create a random shape. To exit command, select the exit or press escape. Okay. Now, in order to perform this operation, we need a cross section. But if you have other cross section like a square or triangle, you need a cross section. But if you want just a circle, you don't need a cross section. Just exit the command, select your profile, and go to set boss space feature. Currently, it is set to cross section with a profile. Our profile is already selected, but it needs a cross section. If we want to draw only a circular profile, just go to circular profile, and it will create a cross section for you. Currently, the cross section is about You can see it is asking for a diameter for the cross section. We want a 1-inch diameter, 1-inch pipe, 1-inch pipe revolve about this profile. You have successfully created a pipe of about 1 inches in diameter and about this profile. In this option manager, you can see other features that are available for the operations for when you have multiple bodies. Okay, there is another feature that is very useful. That is called thin feature. Thin feature is used when you want this cross section to be hollow in the inner side or outer side. Let's select this feature, and you will have the idea what it will do. By selecting this thin feature, you have created a profile of about 0.03. Let's say I want to go with 0.1 inches in diameter. This is the thickness of our pipe, and it will do what it will do. It will create a cross section of about 1.1 inches in thickness and 1 inches in diameter, and it will revolve about this profile. You can also convert this entity like if you want this thickness to be inside, just like this feature, and it will do the job for you. Now this 0.1 inch thin feature is on the inside. Accept the job, and you have a pipe just like that. Okay. Next feature is lofted boss base. For this operation, just hide this operation and create a new sketch. What is lofted boss base? Lofted boss base is operation that is used to convert one sketch into another. Like I want a rectangle to be shifted into a circle. For this operation, you need at least two planes that are parallel to each other. Planes need to be parallel to each other. Let's create a simple sketch on top plane. Of course, you can select any plane as you want. Let's say I want to go with a circle, a rectangle. Select the rectangle tool and select your favorite tool. My favorite is center rectangle tool. Define its center point and define its end points. Exit the command, go to smart dimensions and define this geometry. I want to go with a geometry of about 12 inches in thickness and about 6 inches in height. Here's our first geometry. Let's exit the sketch, go to the isometric view, and what we'll do, we will create another sketch, another plane. In SolidWorks, you can easily create another sketch from previous sketches or previous faces. First, now we want to create another plane from this top plane. For the creation of new plane, just select this previous plane, go to the your sketch and hit just like that. Let me do this again. Just select the top plane, hold the control key and drag this plane, and it will do the job for you. Now what it will do now what is doing, it is creating a plane parallel to top plane and at an offset of about 7 inches. Let's say I want to go with an offset of about 10 inches. Just hit the dimension and it will do the job for you. For the exception of your command, you can just simply click the right click and it will do. Okay. Now select this new plane and start a new sketch. To make this plane normal to your screen, just go to the views and hit normal to. Now this plane is coming in my way. To hide this plane on your feature manager, just select this plane and hide it. I want to perform this lofted boss space operation to convert this rectangle into a circle. So I already have a rectangle. Now I need a circle. Just select this operation and draw a circle of your required dimensions. Let's say I want to go with the circle and and define its dimensions. Select your appropriate dimension. For this purpose, I'm going with 5 inches. Okay, exit this command and go to features. For better visualization, go to the view orientation and select isometric view. Select lofted bar space, and first you need to specify profiles and guidelines. For this purpose, we don't need any guidelines. Just select the profiles. First profile is this rectangle tool. We have defined our first profile and initial profile. Next, we need to define another sketch. Like we want this rectangle to be shifted into this circle. So just simply select this circle and it will create the job. Accept this command and here's your dotted box based operation performed. As you can see, on the bottom side, we have a rectangle, and on the top side, we have a circle. Next, we have extruded cut. What it will do, just like that, just like extruded box paste, it will not perform the, it will not add the geometry. Instead, it will cut the geometry from the previous bodies. For this operation, we need an already created body. Okay. Let's select this plane. You can do anything like that, anything you want. First, select this top plane and create a new sketch. To create this plane, to create this face normal to our screen, just go to view orientation and hit normal to. I want this body to be about like, I want there's a hole of about 0.5 inches. Create a select your circle and create a circle. Define this. Define the diameter for this circle. Let's say I want to create a circle, a hole of about 2 inches. Okay, for this operation, exit this command, go to the features and select extrude record. For better visualization, go to the orientation and select isometric view. What is it doing? It is creating a sketch, creating a hole of about 2 inches in diameter and 10 inches in 10 inches in height. You can see, you can better see this from the front plane. If I select this operation, it will create a hole. We have other operations in here like through all, both, up to next, up to vertex. First, let's go with blind. What is blind? Blind is like an operation that need to be defined in a dimension. Like I want a blind of a hole of about 7 inches and about 2 inches in diameter, and hit the OK operation and will create a hole. Next, in direction 1, we have through all. What it will do, it will automatically detect the geometry. It will automatically detect the geometry and it will create a hole through all your geometry. Next, we have through all both. As the name illustrates, it will create a hole about through all about on the both sides. Next, we have up to next. Up to next can be anything. Like we have a 3D object on the next. It can be a surface, plane, or a vertex. Next, we have up to vertex. If I want this object, this cut to be up to this vertex, just select this vertex and it will do the job for you. You can also see other operations in here. These operations are exactly the same as the name denotes. Currently, it have created an offset cut and hole of about 7 inches in height and 2 inches in diameter. You can see in version after 2016. If you select an operation, it will show the dimensions of this operation. Let's say I want to go with I don't want this object to be 2 inches in diameter. Just hit this dimension and create a 3 inches hole, and it will do the job for you. Next, we have hole wizard. For the illustration of hole wizard, I will hide this operation. Currently, it is detecting it as as a single body. If I hide this body, what it will do? It will hide the complete body. But just to hide this extruded cut feature, you need to suppress this feature. What it will do? It will temporarily delete this operation, suppress this feature, and the hole is gone. If you go to the hole wizard, select this hole wizard, and it has multiple hole operations by you. First, we have contour bore hole. Contour bore hole is a hole with a extra diameter on the surface. Similarly, we have contour sink, and then hole, simple hole, and the threaded hole, and stuff like that. Let's simply go with contour bore hole. Select the contour bore operation, scroll down, and select your metric size. Let's say I want to go with ANSI in inches. Next, we need to define the size. I want to create an hole of about 3 inches, and and other dimensions. Next, we need to define its height. I want to create a blind hole of about 3 inches in height, and these are its other dimensions. Let's say I want the outer diameter to be about 3 inches, and here it is. It's an angle. Next, go to the position tab and select the plane for you. Now you can see it is creating it is creating an illustration of the hole. Just select the position where you want the hole and hit the OK key. Here you can see it has created a hole for you. You can suppress this feature, and we can visit the other features too. Here's another feature, that is thread feature. If you want to create a nut or bolt, this feature is very useful. Check this feature. Okay. Okay. For this operation, you need to define a hole first. Let's say I want to unsuppress this operation, and I want to visualize this operation. Just select this operation and unsuppress it. Go to the thread feature. Okay. Select the outer circumference. Let's say I want to go with this size. Select this operation, and it is already creating a hole for me. For better visualization, go to front view. Currently it is creating a very fine hole. I want it to be a coarse hole, like coarse threads. Let's say I want to go with 6 inches. As you can see, it is creating a thread for me. Just select your appropriate dimensions. Just select your appropriate dimension and select the height up to which you want this hole. Let's say I want a hole of about 3.5 inches in pitch and a height of about 5 inches. Just select the OK tool, and it will do the job for you. Currently, it is saying that your hole is not able to be created. There are two operations for this thread method. Thread method can be either cut or extrude. Extrude feature, what will it do? Just like on a bolt, as you can see on a bolt, we have cuts or threads on the outer circumference. That is the extra portion. You can use this operation for that purpose. For in the case of a nut, that the threads are on the inner circumference, and that threads are cut it from the parent object. For this operation, let's go with thread exert. Here you can see it has successfully created some threads for us. Next we have revolve cut. It is the same operation, just like revolve boss plate, but instead of adding a geometry, it will cut the geometry from the parent object. For the illustration for the better illustration, I will hide this main object and create a new one. Let's say we have this cylinder. and I want to create a groove on the circumference of this cylinder. Select this plane. Let's say I want to go with top plane. Start a new sketch and create the just like revolve boss base. You need a center line and a cross section of the body. Go to the view orientation and hit normal tool. Go to the sketch tab. Select the center line. For this purpose, I'm going with the midpoint line. What is the midpoint line? Just like in a simple line, you need to define first point and end point. For the midpoint line, you just need to define its center point and the end point. Let's select the center point, define its angle. Let's say I want to go with a 90-degree angle and select this end point. For the exit to exit the command, select tool. Currently, this line is solid in color, black in color, but it's not dotted line. Dotted line means it's a construction line. For converting this line into a construction line, select the line and go to the and select for construction. This line will be used for the as a central axis for our operation. Okay, we want a groove on the circumference of the cylinder. We have defined our center line, and we need to define a groove. Just define our center rectangular groove, V groove, or any kind of groove you want. Select the appropriate dimensions. I want this groove to be about 2.3 inches from the outer circumference from the center line, and this end point should be collinear with the parent line. What collinear operation will do? It will make these two lines on the same line. For its height, I want this line to be horizontal relation with the origin. Select both points and select horizontal relation. Currently, it needs its dimension, like it needs its thickness of the groove. Select the smart dimensions and define its dimension. Let's say I want to go with 1 inches in thickness. We have currently fully defined our sketch. You can see on the status bar, we have fully defined our sketch. Go to the features, revolve cut, and currently we have only one central axis and only one close contour. So what is doing? It's creating a preview of us. Just select the operation and place our groove on the outer circumference. Next is swept boss base. Just like swept boss base, it will do swept cut. It will remove the geometry from the parent geometry. Similarly, we have dotted cut, boundary cut, and other operations. I want you to visit these operations on your own. Next, we can see we have fillet operation. Just like in 2D operation, what it will do, it will round your sharp edges. Select the operation, and it is asking for the entities to fillet, and then it is asking for a dimension. Let's say I want to create a fillet of about 1 inches about this edge. Define its radius and select this outer edge. It will do the job for you. Currently it is not showing me any preview. That's because this 1 inch dimension is too big for us. It's too big for our operation. Let's say let's minimize this dimension and let's go with 0.1. Select the operation, define the dimension and select the edge, and it will create a fillet for you. Other than that, you can see on my with my cursor, you can see it's asking for edges, features, faces, and loops. You can also select a face for it, and it will do what it will do. It will create a fillet of about 0.1 inch in diameter, in radius, and about its edge. Let's increase it is this radius. If you select partial preview or full preview, it will create a preview for you, how it will look like when it is accepted. In the fillet manager, we have other operations. Like if we want to create a variable size fillet, like we don't want a fillet on this point and creating and moving from this away from this point, we need about 1 inch fillet on this point. I will demonstrate this with a simple example. Next, we have linear pattern. Just like in 2D operation, what it will do, it will create a pattern of bodies or operations on a circumference on your that will create multiple bodies. Select the operation and select the direction. For the direction purpose, we currently don't have any direction. For the direction, you need a straight line. To for the purpose of illustration, go to the I key and select center line. View temporary axis. What it is doing, it is creating a center axis that we previously defined, and we can select this operation. We can select this axis. We have defined our axis. Now it's asking for a dimension. Let's go with the dimension of about 5 inches. And next it is asking if you want to go in other direction, in direction 2, like in the vertical axis and in horizontal axis. For this example, let's just go with the vertical axis. Let's select the number of entities you want and select the feature. You can select features, faces, or multiple bodies. For this operation, I will go with bodies. Select the body, and it will do the job for you. Okay. Similarly, as in 2D sketches, you can also skip any entities as you want, and hit the OK key, and it will do the job for you. Similarly, just like linear pattern, you can also use circular pattern. Under the properties manager, under the drop down, you can see circular pattern. For the circular pattern, you need to define a central axis. Let's go with this central axis. Select the number of entities and select the bodies. Currently, it is creating for this operation, if we select this central axis, what it will do, it will create a body about this axis. But this axis is lying within the object. Because it's lying inside of an object, it will create a bodies about the axis, and these bodies will be collinear with this object, and which will not be visible to you. For this operation, let's create a new sketch. Start a new sketch. Make it parallel to the plane, and define a line. Select this line as a construction geometry. Exit this command. Now go to the circular pattern. Select the direction and select the bodies. As you can see, it's creating a pattern of about creating two bodies at an angle of 15 degrees. I want these bodies to be about equal distance from each other. Select the equal spacing and select the number of entities. It will now it has created about four entities equal distance from each other. Next, we have read command, drop command, shell commands. These are some of the advanced features and will be discussed later on. If you have any further questions about today's session or your previous session, you can ask now.
Thank you so much, Ammad Ejaz, for sharing your experience with us. So we are having a question answer session. If anyone have a question, so he or she may ask a question. कोई question नहीं किसी का? Okay, guys, you're having a time until 3:10 o'clock. You may ask a question till 3 o'clock, 3:10 o'clock. Okay, guys, we are having a question. The question is, which thread method can be used to create inner and outer thread? Sorry.
Okay, you can create inner or outer thread by using simple thread feature. But in order to create outer threads, you need to select outer circumference. If you want inner threads, you have to create outer circumference. Let's say I want to create outer threads on this body. Select the thread operation. Select the circumference on which you want the threads, and it is creating a preview for you. Just select the operation, and you have created successfully created outer threads. We have already explained how to create inner thread in our previous video. Hope I answered your question. Later on in the WhatsApp group, we will be sharing two PDF documents that includes simple and advanced features and practice examples for you. You can try these examples, and if you have any queries, we are ready for you.
We have another question, guys. The question is, can we make a circle like a tire without center line?
No, in order to create a revolved bar space operation or revolved cut operation, you need a center line, central axis. Okay, we have another question. How to create inner threads? Let's simply hide these other bodies. In the feature manager, you can see how many bodies currently you have, and you can easily hide or unhide them. We don't need this center. We don't need this axis right now, so simply hide all types. For the inner thread operation, you need a hole for it. So first create a sketch. Select this top plane, top face, and create a sketch. If you hover over the circumference, you can see Solidworks will show you a center axis. Simply create a circle with a random dimension and go to the extrude cut operation and hit through all. We have a hole on the inside. Go to the thread operations. Okay, and thread and select outer inner circumference. Select the appropriate dimensions and hit extruded thread. Here you can see we have thread on the inner circumference. Hope we answered your question. If anybody have any question, you can ask in the WhatsApp group. Currently, we are out of time right now. This question will be answered later.
That was all from today's session. Here is an important announcement for you guys that after all the workshops, there will be an assessment on the basis of which certificates will be given to those who will perform well. It was really informative session. Thank you so much everyone for your precious time. Hoping to see you in the upcoming sessions. Till then, take care and Allah Hafiz.